Welcome to the Zinnov podcast. You're listening to our Business Resilience series, where we bring to you conversations between eminent industry stalwarts and thought leaders from across the globe as they discuss their insights on overcoming challenges and the mindset that help them navigate the journey of crisis, resilience, and growth.
Welcome everyone to a brand new episode of Zinnov podcast, Business Resilience series. I'm your host for today, Pari Natarajan, CEO of Zinnov. Today we are thrilled to be speaking with two trailblazing leaders shaping the future of automotive technology, Gilles Mabire, the visionary Chief Technology Officer of Continental Automotive, and Lata Chembrakalam, the Vice President and Head of India Technology Center, driving Continental's technological revolution. Latha has been instrumental in driving product, engineering, and technology advancements at Continental Automotive's India Technology Center, and Gilles Mabire, the Chief Technology Officer at Continental Automotive, leads strategic initiatives and transformational change. He oversees the company's global technology strategy, keeping Continental at the forefront of automotive innovation. Welcome, Giles and Lata. We are thrilled to have you here.
Thank you very much, Pari.
Thank you, Pari. Happy to meet you.
Great. Let's get started. Giles, the automotive industry has been undergoing significant disruption with the rise of EV, autonomous driving, and all of the new mobility services. How is Continental adopting its business model and product portfolio to remain competitive in this changing landscape?
First of all, we do not see that transformation as a threat, but as a huge opportunity for us. Why? Because we are not reacting to a trend, we anticipate it and we adapt to the new environment that we can name around transformation. For Continental, it's all about safe mobility, convenient and connected. And it's not yesterday that we started thinking at these new opportunities, but I would say years, sometimes decades ago. And our way of mastering this transformation is first to start in the early stage with our customers, helping them to master also the transformation when it's come to software-defined vehicle, adopting new way of development for a connected car, autonomous driving car, and so on and so forth. And second, we also realize that the business models around our portfolio is going to change because our job will not be finished when the customer will sell the first car out of their plant, but we need to support them along the life of the car, bringing new features, updating the software, the middleware, bringing patches, and as well entertaining the car with new functions. This being said, we also have a clear activity on our portfolio to always ask ourselves, are we relevant on the existing portfolio? Do we need to adapt it? Means transforming the product we do today to cope with the next evolution? Or do we simply have to change the way we develop and stop some product to focus on some others? What really changed is in the way we enter the market and the business with our customers, while having a black box approach, which has been, let's say, standard in the last decades. Now we need to offer, and we want to offer different life cycle for the hardware and the software.
Gilles, you've been leader in this technology. What are some of the key innovations or emerging technology that Continental is focusing on to shape the future of mobility?
Yeah. First of all, it's not only important to speak about what do we offer, but how do we develop what we offer. I will start with the second part because one element, and Latha also can confirm this out of India, how we develop, how we set our team means jumping into virtualization, using the power of artificial intelligence, simulating, having competencies in system understanding are key elements we want to offer in the early stage to our customers that they can start thinking the next step to happen and that we can help them mastering the transformation. Now, when it comes to product portfolio, of course, we have plenty of elements around software-defined vehicle. I can name what we call function assets, which are high-level functions that end user will also see in cabin sensing, autonomous parking as an example, or body function that will continue to exist and that we can offer now on demand. Operating system and middleware, no future car will run without solid base infrastructure to plug and play functions, and you need for that in-car automotive reliable operating system. We are there to support our customer, sometimes bringing only building blocks, sometimes delivering a larger bench of solutions packaged for automotive purposes. But I would like as well to name some functions and some products. New technologies of radar. We are putting now on the market a very successful sixth generation of radar, high accuracy, short range, long range, cost optimized solution, where basically also in India, we are playing a big role on the worldwide basis. I would like as well to name eCorner, which come from our safety and motion organization, where basically we bring together into the corner not only braking system, but also the motion part with an electrical motor. We can also speak about displays technology, where everything is changing now with Blade Display. We have been in the CES in Las Vegas, being recognized, and we got some prize for innovation in that field. Completely new experience into the car, as example. And we also want not only offer product, but functions. I'm talking here about cross-domain functions, for example, in-cabin sensing, new access solutions, where basically you can get, as user, a completely different experience in mobility.
Wow, amazing. It looks like your range of innovation is across all of your different product lines. So some of the product lines have been around for the last 40, 50 years, but it's very interesting to see even things like braking systems, you're bringing in some of the cutting edge technology. Another interesting part is you talked about using AI in how you build products itself. That's also pretty interesting. Maybe you can elaborate a bit in terms of how AI is playing a role in terms of type of product you innovate, how your innovation process.
To simplify how we envision and how we adopt AI into our automotive space is based on two pillars. The first one is to improve our product. And we use, of course, AI. We will think first in autonomous mobility or assisted driving functions, where with object recognitions, synthetic data, and as well level fusion or low level fusion, we can really use artificial intelligence to make better product, which will increase the safety on the road. On the other end, we also look on AI in our internal processes, something that the end user will not see, but which is for us crucial to master the complexity. Injecting AI from the requirement management in the early stage, being able to understand, sort out requirements, break them down, using AI in the coding phase, and we are partnering as well here to use a co-pilot solution into our development scheme, and as well when it's come to validation, using AI to validate all branches of complex software in a fast and perfect way, are the element where we do believe having this in hands will help us to be stronger on the market, more cost competitive, and last but not least, faster than competition.
Also, it's fascinating to see how AI is used across how you build products as well as a feature in your products as well. Lata, coming to you as a head of the technical center in India, how do you foster a culture of innovation and ensure that your global teams stay ahead of curve in this rapidly evolving industry with the kind of innovation which Continental has been leading?
See, Continental has existed in the market for more than 150 years, right? That really means that innovation is in the DNA of the organization. Otherwise, we couldn't have excelled in business for so many years, right? As a technology company, we need to constantly develop and innovate futuristic technologies to stay ahead of the curve. And like Jill mentioned, some of the great examples what we have, and especially with the transformation which is happening now with a lot of disruptive technology trends, this becomes even more critical. And for example, if you look at even a concept of the SDV, is today no longer new. It was a buzzword maybe a couple of months back or maybe 2 years back, right? So it means that there is a total change in the way that we look at solutions, product, technology, business models, and so on, and with customer at the center. So that is something which is very important. Yeah, and when we come to Technical Center India, there's a very young organization with an average age of 31 years. So there is a lot of passion, there is a lot of energy, there is a lot of creativity Yeah, and we just need to put a structure around it. And Conti has different nice methods by which we do it. For we need to build an innovation culture and also an entrepreneurial culture. We have something which we call as cultivation. That is something used to generate more ideas from the team and evaluate them for potential development. At Tech Center, we also have an IP department which we set up 2 years back, so that this process can be, can be of much more speed and there is more agility in the system. So this particular cultivation is serving as a platform for crowdsourcing of innovative ideas, and all the business units in Continental use this platform, and we run contests, and there are many hackathons that we do wherever we have there is a chance of potential incubation. The second thing is that what we have put in place is an innovation COE inside that will support and enable innovation. And more than anything, what I feel is that to foster a culture of creativity, the leaders should lead by example. We should be encouraging diverse teams because the diversity of thinking brings in much more better innovation. Yeah, and we have rewards and recognition schemes for innovation. And again, the most critical thing is to provide an outside in open innovation culture and also foster certain cross functional collaboration which is required, because the new era of mobility is talking about co-creation through collaboration, which means that the innovation also has to be powered by that, and that's what we try to do in Tech Center India.
So it's interesting. So you have a very structured process to drive a culture of innovation in the company. So one of the
That's right.
questions I had, Lata, for you is, if you look at a city like Bangalore, where you have a large tech center, the talent has a lot of options, right? They can work in retail, they work in automotive, they can work in financial services. Everybody's looking for core software capability.
Right.
So, what are the key reasons why a high quality technical talent should join Continental compared to other options from not just other automotive companies, but they have options with other global companies driving in from different verticals?
A very interesting question, Pari. I would say if you look at the new generation, they are powered by the three things: autonomy, mastery, and purpose. That is the three things which drive this new generation, right? And when we talk about Tech Center India, the differentiation that we bring is one is the purpose. For example, we have a Vision Zero, which talks about zero accidents, zero fatality, zero injuries. That's something which we all carry close to our heart. So that purpose is something which is helping and driving the younger generation. The second thing is that the freedom to act. That's one of our core values. In freedom to act, we also talk about ability to express their thoughts and act accordingly. Yeah, that also helps a lot in innovating, and that's something that the new generation really likes. Yeah, and the third one is the content of the work. Yeah, we have stopped playing the volume game. It is more of a value game where we think we talk about complete responsibility project, complete responsibility of products. So that content and the value is something which makes people really passionate, and those are the differentiators that we have. And obviously, we do believe very strongly as an organization that people are at the center of engineering, and we have a whole lot of activities which help them to engage with the company intellectually. I would say emotionally, emotional wellness, mental wellness, everything is taken care of holistically. Yeah, so that's making a difference, Paddy.
Great. And you talked about content, right? And with the increase in focus of software in modern vehicles, how is Automotive adopting its R&D strategy to integrate both hardware and software for future mobility solutions?
I think this is a favorite topic for Jill, but I can answer it. Yeah. Software is increasingly becoming an important part of the automotive industry, and is definitely the oil of the future, right? So, talking about 100 million lines of code going to 300 million lines of code in the next couple of years. And cloud and service oriented vehicle architecture is also revolutionizing the industry. So when we are moving towards more autonomous connected vehicle, the complexity of the technology is also increasing multifold. Yeah, so SDV is one of the key areas that we are focusing on, like Jill mentioned, and the goal is to develop a hardware and a software platform that can be used to deliver functionality across a wide variety of domains, from safety to entertainment. And the idea is to give automakers the flexibility, the modularity, and the scalability while creating vehicle architectures. So when you look at that, the most important part is decoupling the hardware from the software, because that will enable swift and a continuous development, and it also helps to implement new functions and software updates throughout the lifetime. Like earlier, the value of this car only reduced after it left the garage, or maybe after the start of production. But we are in an era where we are increasing the value of car by having much more features included into the vehicle after it leaves the production. And this really involves, it's not as simple as it looks, it really involves a change in the architecture of the vehicles. So there's been a lot of transition that we have gone through from a kind of a distributed electronic controls to a server based architecture in the automotive electronics. It's not only in technology, but also in the mindset, in the development process, in the tools that we use, and also in the business models. All of them are going, I would say, undergoing significant changes. And we have something which we call as the Continental Edge framework. Yeah, it's called a cage framework, where we have partnered with the Amazon Web Services. And this is a new approach, what we have for efficient development of software for service oriented vehicle architecture in the automotive system. So, that along with the HPZs and the zone control units, I think we are well set to take over these challenges related to mobility.
Thanks, Lata. Gilles, it looks like a lot of software capability is being built within Continental. We also see the OEMs building their own software capability. Where do you see that kind of where you need to innovate, and where does the OEM need to innovate on some of the software aspects?
First of all, I'm usually listening. The question is in the sense of, wait a minute, OEMs are building their software capability, they are becoming your competitor. No, they are not. And we are very happy that OEM as well take their own destiny and define their own environment and develop their software, because they need to differentiate more on the market than today. They need to master and understand the complexity. And that is very good for us and very fine. And we work hand in hand with our customers in that direction, because there are plenty of software we develop today for specific purpose on customer side that we usually do not reuse from the one to the other. And of course, we want to help our customer being successful in mastering the piece of software that is specific for them, which is sometimes strategic as well, and helping them in that direction. What we want to make possible is the flexibility between the hardware and the software, and as well bringing value-added components on the landscape of our customers, what they don't need to redevelop themselves. There are plenty of software modules where the end customer will not see them, and having an existing building blocks just ported or integrated into customer environment will be good enough. Therefore, we always try to explain and find with our customers what is the right level of specific things, where do they need to focus themselves, and where can we bring added value. And at the end, I think even with all car makers who have their own software house, we partner, we work with them, and we bring competencies, and they recognize as well Continental competencies, not only in bringing software, but as well in developing software according to automotive principle, which embrace complexity management, integration competencies, and as well safety related elements, because we do not develop software that is going into a consumer electronic product. We develop software which is going into a car, and the safety part has not to be neglected, and we will never compromise on the safety.
Thanks, Gilles. I think it looks like there's a very collaborative effort between the OEMs and Continental. So, extending on the discussion around software, what are some of the technical barriers that companies face when it comes to adopting level 4 ADAS capabilities?
Basically, I think one which is clear is around the business model. We need to come with solutions that are affordable, or at least where there is value for money for the end user, paying a premium price for level 4 features. The second one is to really define the use cases. Where does that make sense to let the car operate, and where do we see still limitation, and where the human being needs to operate? And still, for me, a long way to go. when it's come to analyzing all the corner cases, validating autonomous mobility in all possible cases. And being in India last time, I told to the guy, if we succeed making level 4 up and running in India, it will may be valid for all countries over the place.
So
That,
the ADAS level 4 innovation will come from the Continental India Technology Center then.
they are pretty ahead in many of our a lot of innovations in the field of ADAS and autonomous driving done in a Continental location in India. And I'm very pleased to have the team extremely motivated, accurate in driving things, especially when it comes to autonomous parking. And the last but not least technical topic for L4, which relate as well with the first point, which is affordability, we need to establish redundancy because you need to make sure that your system is going to still operate whatever happen, and that you have appropriate a backup or fallback solution if something goes wrong with one or the other sensor. And I would like to name one good example where Continental is really leading the pack. We have partnered with a trucking company in the US called Aurora, and we are going to put the first level 4, full level 4 autonomous driving truck in production in the early 2028, which will be used for driving goods first. And as the highway in the US is pretty well set for and fit well to that technology, we roll it out. And we develop not only the sensor, but the main ECU, ADCU, and the fallback product that is going to operate when the main ECU is in trouble. And I think we still, and we learn a lot from that, but I'm very excited to see that Continental is not talking about level 4, but executing right now and developing for application projects.
Yeah, it's exciting to see the level of innovation which has happened in just the last 10 years. And also Continental almost getting ready to launch the product in the US market. All the best with the launch. For both of you, my final question, looking ahead, what exciting technology advancements do you foresee in the automotive industry, maybe in the next decade? And how is Continental Automotive positioning itself to be in the forefront of these advancements?
Latha, do you want to start?
Yeah, maybe I can start, no problem. Yeah. See, basically, the whole idea for Conti is to develop solutions for safety, joy of use, and ease of use for the consumer. And I think this will continue. So that is exciting every day for us. It need not be the future. Yeah, we do it every day, and that's very exciting. But at the same time, there are many technologies that are coming up in the mobility space. SDV is a game changer, as we told. And the auto industry has seen kind of surge of AI technologies, whether it is ML, deep learning, computer vision, and so on. And starting from production, automation to user experience to automated driving, I think we have used it all across. But I think the potential of AI is still not fully utilized in the industry. So that would change in the next future. The second thing is when we talk about the big data and analytics, we will have further developments on that, and data will be a currency of the future. So that will change. And when we talk about currency and data, it is also the blockchain technology which will revolutionize from providing a very secure and reliable data sharing as well as connectivity networks to support. So these will come along with the things which are currently there on augmented reality, virtual reality will improve. But what would be very interesting for me personally would be also to see a customized high performance, I would say even an energy efficient silicon semiconductor that have the capability and the capacity which still has to evolve. Yeah. So for example, many of these semiconductor manufacturers are using quantum computing and neuromorphic computing that can actually speed up the innovation. So that's something which I personally look forward to. And being in the India market, India being one of the largest two-wheeler market in the world, personally, our dream is that we want to introduce safety features for India, riding assistant, advanced rider assistance systems using our products in India, where we can look at blind spot detection, forward collision warning, ACC, emergency brake assist, etc. in the two-wheeler, which can be affordable to people because as there are so many accidents, so many injuries, so many lives we are losing in India because of that. So that purpose is also something which is close to our heart, and that's something which I think we will do. And obviously, in terms of the business models, in terms of sharing, data analytics driven maintenance, improvements, insurance. I think the list is endless, Barry. If you ask, there's so many exciting things which are coming up. It is only that we need to run fast to get there.
Gilles, your view?
I think Lata summarized pretty well the field where we operate. I would like to give an additional perspective. As a tier one, we have a society responsibility. First, in the mobility space, by connecting people physically, by people taking the car to go from A to B, and that is a freedom we offer to the society. We also have another responsibility around sustainability, means developing solutions that are sustainable, where we do not bring our industry in contradiction with the planet, and therefore we are extremely active as well to look on technology not only for the value that technology is going to provide, but how to reduce our footprint, how to long-term be sustainable and carbon neutral. If you look what happened in the transformation of the mobile phone industry, and basically which power do you have with your own device in your pocket, and having a sustainable, well-set mobility of the future. Therefore, I think our future is full of dream, and I'm used to say to young engineers, there is no better time than today to come working in automotive space, because the number of opportunities, the technology availability is there at your door. And when I was young engineer, when I was listening about artificial intelligence, it was a theory, because we did not have the data, we did not have the processing power. Now, in a pretty reasonable PC, in a pretty reasonable amount of data, everyone can use and get use of artificial intelligence. The world is endless of opportunity, up to us to make the best out of it.
Thanks, Gilles. The one thing I liked about this conversation is how optimistic both of you are on what the possibilities of technology is, especially in a complex industry like automotive. Thanks a lot for giving us a view on the key trends, the technology innovations, the innovation process which is used in Continental, specifically the culture of innovation you're building with a young talent, 31-year-old average talent in the India Center, and the exciting possibilities of what technology could do in the automotive industry in the next few years. Thanks a lot. I really enjoyed the conversation.
Thank you very
Pari.
much.
Thank you very much.
Thank you for tuning in to this episode. We'll be back soon with another leader, another exciting topic. Till then, take care, and we will see you next time.
Thank you for listening to this episode of the Business Resilience Series. Stay tuned for more such interesting episodes. You can listen to our podcast on Apple Podcast, Google Podcast, Spotify, or wherever you get your podcast from. To know more about Zinnov, visit our website, www.zinnov.com, or drop us a note at info@zinnov.com. Follow us on Twitter @Zinnov for regular updates on our content. Thank you again for listening to the Business Resilience Series of the Zinnov Podcast.